So I've had the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card since March of 2022, and my annual fee just posted. So now I'm wondering, should I keep or cancel this card? Since I've been using this card as a part of my core setup over the past year, I've learned a ton about this card and how it fits into my lifestyle. So in this video, I want to recap how I've used this card, why you should consider getting it even if you don't have assets with Bank of America, and if I'm going to keep this card for the next year. But real quick, I want to briefly explain this card so everyone is on the same page. The Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card is BofA's luxury travel credit card that has an annual fee of $550, no foreign transaction fees, as well as a current sign-up bonus offer of 50,000 points after spending $3,000 in purchases in the first 90 days. It earns 2 points for every dollar spent on travel and dining and 1.5 points for everything else, with no limits on the number of points you can earn. Now, this doesn't seem like a lot, but with the Bank of America Preferred Rewards program, you can get up to 25 to 75% more points with every purchase depending on your status level. And this brings those multipliers up to a maximum of 3.5 points per dollar on travel and dining and 2.625 points per dollar on everything else, depending on if you're gold, platinum, or platinum honors tier. Next, I want to cover the statement credits, and there's 3 possible options. The first is a $300 annual airline incidental credit. The second is a $150 lifestyle credit, and the third is a $100 TSA Global Entry credit. And that last TSA Global Entry credit doesn't really count since you can only use this once every 4 to 5 years. So realistically, you only have $450 in statement credits, which brings down the effective annual fee on this card to $100. And just a quick note about each credit. For the airline incidental credit, this credit works for all incidental purchases on US domestic airlines except for Allegiant Air, Spirit Airlines, and Sun Country Airlines. And for the lifestyle credit, this credit can be used for ride shares, food delivery services, streaming services, and fitness merchants. The terms and conditions aren't really clear about the specific merchants that are included with this lifestyle credit, but they do give you a phone number to call if you want more information on participating merchants. You get a Priority Pass membership, and from what I understand, this membership is similar to the one on the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So Priority Pass restaurants should be included as well, but I haven't tested this out yet myself personally, so if you've done so, let me know down in the comments below. This Priority Pass does get 2 free guests though, and what's great about this is that you can also get up to 4 free authorized users on this card, and each of them can also have their own Priority Pass with their own 2 free guests. So you can see that, including yourself, you could potentially bring up to 15 people into a Priority Pass lounge, all from this single card, just like you would from a credit card like the Capital One Venture X. There's also a 20% airline redemption bonus when booking tickets with points through the Bank of America travel portal, as well as various other travel benefits, return and purchase protections, and unique experience credits. Okay, so now that we know all about this card, let's dive into how I've been using it. And I want to break this down into 2 sections, with the first section focusing on the multipliers. For full disclosure, I'm a Platinum Honors member with the Preferred Rewards program, so I do get that 75% credit card points boost, so this card earns me 3.5x on travel and dining and 2.625x on everything else. And since this is a Visa card, this card fits perfectly in my setup since I mainly use American Express cards. As much as I like to use American Express cards by themselves, this is simply not realistic because some merchants don't accept American Express, and so you always need to carry a backup Visa or MasterCard. And I always seem to have this problem when I go to restaurants, but since the Premium Rewards Elite card has that elevated 3.5x dining multiplier, this card works great for this purpose. It's also nice that this card captures that everything else category at 2.625x, so I can cover travel, backup restaurants, and the everything else categories all on a single card. And let's not forget how broad the travel and dining categories are with Bank of America. Beyond the typical travel and transit purchases, Bank of America's travel category is expansive, including timeshares, campgrounds, tourist attractions, amusement parks, and even aquariums. For dining, Bank of America includes more niche dining places like bars, taverns, cocktail lounges, nightclubs, and discotheques, if those are still around anymore. Now for the second section, I want to discuss the statement credits on this card and how I've used them during travel. Recently, I went on a trip to Washington, D.C., and I was able to get great value on that trip by using the benefits and statement credits on this card. Since my trip was starting after I finished work at an offsite office, I needed to get a flight back home first before I took a round-trip flight from LA to D.C., so there were 3 flights in total. My first flight home to LAX was on American Airlines, my flight from LAX to DC was on Alaska Airlines, and my flight back from DC was on Delta Airlines. And I fly Southwest usually, so I don't have status on any of these airlines. Now, the DC to LAX flight was already taken care of because I used part of my Delta Reserve sign-up bonus that I got last July to book a Delta 1 seat, and it was a fantastic experience. Definitely 10 out of 10, would recommend, but for the other airlines, I had to fly economy with no status. I booked the American and Alaska flights using the Bank of America travel portal, which was a pretty seamless experience, getting me 1.25 cents per point in value due to the 20% airline redemption bonus featured on the Premium Rewards Elite credit card. And of course, I had to bring a check bag with me, so I had to deal with airline baggage fees as well. Luckily, both Alaska Airlines and American Airlines offer an opportunity to pre-book your checked bag. So I did that using my Premium Rewards Elite credit card, and here's where this benefit is much better compared to Amex's version of that same credit. With this airline incidental credit, I didn't have to select a single airline. I was actually able to pay for baggage fees for 2 separate airlines in the same trip and get the credit for both, making this incidental credit incredibly flexible. But of course, that's not all. During my trip in DC, I used Ubers frequently to get around the city, and so I used my Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card so those charges could apply to the lifestyle credit. At a restaurant I went to during my trip also didn't take American Express, so this card came in clutch for that situation as well. So you can see that just from this one trip, I was able to take advantage of the airline incidental credit, the lifestyle credit, the 20% airline redemption credit, and even the 3.5x multiplier for dining as a backup visa on the Premium Rewards Elite credit card. I probably would have even used it for a Priority Pass lounge as well, but since I was able to get into the Delta lounge because of my Delta 1 ticket in DC, I didn't have to worry about that. If I traveled abroad, I could have also used this card easily as well, since it's a Visa card with no foreign transaction fees. And this story shows you how this card can be great for travel and why I love it so much. It's a luxury travel card that covers a lot of solid categories. It also has great benefits and statement credits, making it a card that could possibly be used as a one-card setup. And so this brings us to the point where I need to figure out whether or not I should keep or cancel this card. Even though this card has been worth it to me, $550 is still a big annual fee, so when I saw it post at the end of March, I knew it was time to ask some questions. And the first thing I did was I called the reconsideration line. Now, I'm not sure if Bank of America has a true reconsideration department, but I called in anyway and told them that I was thinking of canceling my card and if there were any retention offers available. To which they promptly said no. Okay, no problem. So my next question was, what are my options if I decide to cancel this card? And here's the details on that. If you decide to cancel this card, you have 60 days from the day the annual fee posts to decide whether you like to keep the card or not. And if you decide to cancel, the $550 annual fee will be refunded to you within 30 days. Refunds are not prorated, so it's an all or nothing refund as long as you make your decision within those 60 days. Now, what about if you wanted to downgrade your card? What are your options then? This is where it gets really interesting. You're actually able to downgrade this card to one of the following 4 cards: the Premium Rewards card, the Travel Rewards card, the Customized Cash Rewards card, or the Unlimited Cash Rewards card, which I found to be quite cool because typically you can't convert a points earning card into a cashback card, but it looks like you can here. One thing that's important to know though is that the Premium Rewards Elite points you earn are unique to this credit card itself, so these points are not transferable. What this means is that if you decide to downgrade or cancel the Premium Rewards Elite credit card, any of your remaining points on the card will be forfeited since they can't be transferred to another card. So make sure to use all those points before product changing or canceling your card. And if you're considering Bank of America as a possible endgame setup like I am, here's how you can get tremendous value from downgrading your Premium Rewards Elite credit card. One of the most underrated cashback credit cards in the credit card game is the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards card. With Platinum Honors, you could get up to 5.25% cash back on a choice category, including gas, dining, drugstores, home improvement stores, online shopping, and travel on up to $2,500 per quarter. And this by itself is good, but what makes this card really good is that there's no maximum number of customized cash rewards cards that you can have, and the only restriction is that you can only apply for one in a 24-month period. So by getting this Premium Rewards Elite credit card, this can act as a pathway to a second customized cash rewards card if you wanted another one. And with that second card, you have potentially another 5.25% category to choose from, or you could have both cards set as the same category and then raise your upper limit on that category to $5,000 per quarter if you choose. And this is super powerful, so let me show you the insane value you can get from just 1 year of having this card, assuming you can use at least the statement credits. So you'd first sign up for the Premium Rewards Elite credit card and get the sign-up bonus, which is 50,000 points or $500 in value. But redeeming this for airfare on the Bank of America travel portal would actually get you $625 in value instead. You then have a $300 airline incidental credit and a $150 lifestyle credit. And the key here is to use them before December 31st because these credits refresh every calendar year. So after January 1st, you now have another $300 airline incidental credit and $150 lifestyle credit. And just for fun, let's also pretend you use the $100 TSA PreCheck and global entry credit. Adding this all together, that would be $1,625 in value for a card with a $550 annual fee, netting you a value of $1,075 in the first year, and this doesn't even include the priority pass or airline redemption benefits that we discussed earlier. And then you downgrade the card to the customized cash rewards card and take advantage of the elevated categories on that card as we previously discussed. Now what's crazy is that you could apply for this card again the following year after the downgrade and keep repeating this process every couple of years. So with all of that being said, am I going to be doing this? Well, yes and no. For now, I'm going to be keeping my Premium Rewards Elite credit card because I love all the benefits on the card and how it fits so perfectly into my core setup consisting of the Amex Platinum, Amex Gold, Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Card, and Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite Credit Card. But I won't be keeping this card forever, and at some point my plan is to downgrade this card into a customized Cash Rewards Card, but that probably won't be for at least a few years. I think that the Premium Rewards Elite Credit Card is a very misunderstood credit card and think it can be a great option for a lot of you, especially as a gateway to a second customized Cash Rewards card. And if you're curious about what this card looks like up close and personal, check out my unboxing video of this card here so you know what to expect when you get it.